Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome you for this session on our knowledge series. The session is called "Casting It Right." We all know that casting is one of the most important elements in any project, touching every stage from financing to distribution. As actors, directors, and casting agents share their views on what casting is. Today, we have with us on this session to discuss this very aspect of filmmaking, eminent acting coach, writer, and director, Mr. Mukesh Chhabra, a very renowned director from the Tamil film industry, Mr. L Vijay. We have actor and casting director, Mr. Abhishek Banerjee, and actor, Ms. Kirti Kulhari. And moderating this session will be our eminent film critic, Gautam Chintamani. Gautam, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, and good evening, and welcome to this very interesting topic. Because when it comes to cinema, a lot of people think that art is created by accident. But अगर आप मेरी बात माने तो filming में कुछ भी accident नहीं होता है. And we have a fantastic panel today, which has people on either side of the camera who have seen this process from up close and personal. And dare I say, and I wouldn't be wrong, that we have people here who have actually changed the way casting is understood and casting is approached in Indian cinema. So, without wasting any time, let me just introduce the fantastic panel that we have. Mukesh Chhabra is here, L Vijay is here, Kirti Kulhari, and Abhishek Banerjee. So I'll start with Kirti. Kirti, you don't come from a background where films would have been a natural choice. Your father was in the Navy. You grew up all over the country, and you started as a very successful face, if I can say so, in advertising. Advertising is a field where casting becomes everything because you're looking for that right look, for that right moment. And then you graduated to become one of the finest actors of your generation. What is it about the journey of casting which has made you understand what is it that people are actually looking for casting? And अगर एक layman को समझाना है कि एक actor के लिए casting कितना important होता है, so what would you say to that?
As you rightly pointed out, मेरे लिए जब मैंने शुरुआत की थी, firstly, hi everyone, all you people, lovely people on the panel, and Gautam, everyone. It's great to have you guys as a part of the
Thank you.
community and the team and everything. So, and great job, all of you. Keep up the great work. As you said, Gautam, coming back to your question, for me the game has been about casting, because मैं यहाँ पे हीरोइन बनने नहीं आई थी, मैं यहाँ पे एक्टर बनने आई थी. मेरा हमेशा से वही गोल था कि मैं एक एक्टर के रूप में जानी जाऊँ. And I started my career with ads and TVCs and all of that. And उसमें भी यही खेल होता था, आप ऑडिशंस के लिए जाते थे और एक वो पर्टिकुलर फेस चाहिए होता था. I have a very quintessential TV commercial face, जो बहुत सारे अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स बेच सकती है, वो क्विंटेसेंशियल फेस है मेरा. बट तो उसमें भी लेकिन कास्टिंग के थ्रू ही प्रोसेस होता था. एंड बट graduating from that to having done the kind of roles I have done, casting directors and this whole process of casting has played a very very important part for me, because हमें अपनी जगह ढूंढनी पड़ती थी, आज भी ढूंढनी पड़ती है. और one of my bigger problems was because I was आपकी quintessential face, जो एक pretty face होता है, there is a kind of a bias towards कि अगर ठीक ठाक दिखती है या दिखता है तो एक्टर शायद उतना अच्छा नहीं होगा. This is a very strange bias, but it exists, and I think Abhishek and Mukesh will also agree to that at some level. तो वो मेरा एक बहुत बड़ा fight था, to kind of go out there and मुझे जो भी काम मिला है, मोस्ट 90% ऑफ इट कास्टिंग के थ्रू मिला है. You know, I have gone ahead, I have been called for a particular part and I have gone and tested and उससे फिर आज चीज़ें आगे बढ़ी हैं. तो मेरे लिए वही एक मुझे मौका मिलता था to really show people, to show the people who are casting, to it making it to the table of directors and producers कि अच्छा okay ये कर सकती है, you know. So casting I feel has has really evolved, from the time I started and from what I see of casting today. जो casting की एक असली place होनी चाहिए in the whole process of filmmaking. It's finally got its due, you know. जब हम अब इतनी हॉलीवुड फिल्में देखते हैं, बाहर की फिल्में देखते हैं, और वहाँ पे casting directors are given so much of मतलब उनका नाम बिल्कुल सबके साथ में आता है, बराबर में आता है. And they are given so much of importance, so much of तवज्जो for the same reason which I think people are now realizing कि कहानियाँ किरदारों से बनती हैं, और ज़्यादातर अगर अच्छी स्क्रिप्ट, ठीक ठाक स्क्रिप्ट लिखी गई है, तो उसमें वो किरदार ढूंढने का जो प्रोसेस होता है, and then finding that right person is what makes the project stand out. So casting for me, I have always had a lot of regard for it in my head. And when I was because as I said, मेरे लिए यही चैनल था, तो मेरे लिए तो मतलब casting directors तक पहुंचना and then making them see what I'm capable of was my only chance, to kind of get past that and get to finally actually grabbing a project. So I think finally, as I said, casting is, has become one of the most important steps in filmmaking, and rightly so. And आज भी हालांकि
In fact, Kirti,
even today I have to sometimes.
This is a fantastic point that you make, that casting has become very important, and I think this is an ideal place to get Mukesh into the conversation. Mukesh Chhabra is one of the most successful casting directors in India today and globally known. A few days ago, I was reading Dolly Thakur's autobiography, No Regrets, and excuse me, it was by accident that Richard Attenborough asked her to do the casting for the iconic Gandhi, the film. मुकेश का नाम जब मैंने पहली बार देखा था, जब मेरे संज्ञान में आया था, that was for Chintu ji, because I thought it was a very interesting ensemble cast that had been put together. But Mukesh, needs no introduction, and it's Gangs of Wasipur, the film where he selected people who would have been ideal for the role, and right casting makes everything easy. He's also the person who discovered, in many ways, Rajkumar Rao. Mukesh, casting has become a very, very organized sector now. I think early 2000s was the time where Indian cinema and popular Indian cinema was waking up to the fact that कहानियां बदल रही थी, किरदार बदल रहे थे, और जैसे कीर्ति ने कहा अभी कि किरदार हैं जो कहानी बनाते हैं. So how is it this changing phenomenon में, what is it that you're looking for when somebody comes to you with the idea of becoming an actor?
I think I always say that we all studied our work because of the great filmmaker we have in this country. People like Anurag Kashyap, Vishal Bhardwaj, Shekhar Kapoor, Tigmanchu Dule, all these people, the kind of film they, जिनका के फिल्म उन्होंने बनाया है. So I always say that I don't say that casting जो हमने start किया है, Abhishek is there, we all started casting. No, casting is always there in this country. If you look at Bandit Queen, how Tigmanchu Dule cast this film. After that, I think the Bollywood, the kind of film they were making, they were not actually ready to accept new talent. तो हमने जो कोशिश किया कि नए टैलेंट को लाने की कोशिश किया, that's how we started casting. We had actually didn't think that casting will become such a big job in future. The director told us to just do, this is your department, just get me few actors. So we just started with a lot of love and respect, and that's how we are today. I think I always say that कि casting, we are always filmmakers. You see, Bandit Queen, or you see Mother India, Boot Polish, all the great films you see, जो हमारे हिंदी सिनेमा में है, सबकी कास्टिंग में बहुत कमाल होती है. बट द थिंग इज दैट कि हमारे बॉलीवुड में बीच में एक ऐसा बड़ा गैप मुझे लगता है जो आ गया था, जो शायद 90 से बड़े समय तक चलता रहा, जहाँ पे शायद हम लोगों की जरूरत नहीं थी. तो अब जाके इस तरह की फिल्में इन फिल्म मेकर ने बनाई. क्रेडिट गोस टू ऑल द ग्रेट फिल्म मेकर एंड राइटर जिन्होंने नए टैलेंट को काम करने का मौका दिया. दैट्स व्हाई वी ऑल थॉट कि चलो ये कास्टिंग करते हैं. तो माय आइडिया टू एक्चुअली कास्टिंग का ये था कि जब पूरी दुनिया में हर बॉम्बे में हर कैफे कॉफी डे या सीसीडी में कास्टिंग होता था, तो आई यूज्ड टू गेट वेरी इरिटेटेड. ये डिस्कशन होता रहता है कास्टिंग का. तो माय आइडिया था कि we just put a professional system to this job. So that's how we started. Yeah, we know a lot of actors, we know director. Okay, let's just create a bridge between actor and director. That's how we all started. I think Abhishek will agree because we all literally grown up together in the field of casting as a friend. So we all know कि यार ये जो casting का जो responsibility है, ये हमको in the process और समझ में आया. When we, you know, as you started as assistant director, in the process you realize how important the job is, how important the department is now becoming. So we also start taking a little more seriously now. So now, because now everyone is now love the casting process, and we also love it so much. This is a full-fledged profession. This is how we run our family. This is how so many people are working in this department. We love editing, now camera, now production designer. So I think this is now, you know, sometimes you start with not the intention that this will become big business. I won't say business, big job for you in future. You just start with a different intention. कि यार ये मुझे department में काम मिला, I'm going to do it well. So that's how we started, and now we all are here. And I'm glad that Wasipur changed literally my life, because a lot of actors, because of Wasipur, people know me that अरे तो Wasipur वाला casting director है. Even if I after that I've done 250 films, people still say अरे Wasipur वाला casting director. So I think that because I think credit goes to Anurag Kashyap and so many talented actors. I think अच्छे actor नहीं होते तो हम लोग नहीं होते. To very honest, if people like अगर अच्छे actor है तो हम लोग यहाँ पर हैं. हम लोग की कोई value नहीं है if you don't have talent. This country is full of talented people. We are only here because of talented people. So I think credit goes to all the actors. Because of that we are all standing here.
That's true. In fact, casting के बारे में जब सोचते हैं तो it works in strange ways. I remember 2-3 incidents when I was writing my book on Rajesh Khanna. I was speaking to Mr. Mohan Kumar, the great director who made Avatar, which was a comeback film of sorts for Rajesh Khanna. और मोहन जी ने मुझे कहा कि कास्ट अमिताभ बच्चन को किया गया था, फिटिंग्स हो गई थी, ट्रायल्स सब कुछ रेडी था, लेकिन शूटिंग से कुछ दिन पहले ही सॉ राजेश खन्ना एट द पार्टी and he somehow felt that Rajesh Khanna would suit the role more. In that aspect, Abhishek and Vijay are here, who I think are single-handedly responsible for two of the most inspired casting decisions that I personally have seen in recent past. I'll start with Vijay ji. Vijay ji,
Right.
casting Kangana Ranaut as Jayalalitha ji in a film, that is one of the, if I can be honest enough, that was one of the most bizarre news that I had heard. But knowing your talent and Kangana's prowess as an actress, I felt it was fascinating a choice. So please tell me and tell all of us that how did this go about?
Yeah, hi everyone. Hello everyone. Thanks for having me
Hello.
here. I think I should, yeah. I think the very important, as Mukesh was telling us, what is most important today is casting. When you have a story and you need to communicate the story, you need a great actor. You know, then only the story get communicated properly, or whatever the director wants to tell the story. I think you need a good actor. More than a good actor, a perfect cast. That's very important. When it comes to Talevi, I think it's a very important thing to play Jayama's role, and we need a great actor because she was. There are so much of ups, downs, and they have so much of changeovers in the character. She has to put weight and she has to lose weight, and a lot of things were there. And I see. I think getting Kangnaji on board is actually truly a blessing for the project because um, I personally feel she's a great actor and she has won 4 national awards. Nothing to comment on the because she's one of the best actors in India. What we have. So what we are trying to do that particular film was actually what Talevi was. We're trying to create a aura actually. That's what we are trying. That's what we tried actually because we were trying to create of Jayama's aura in the screen, and that's why we both actually worked on that very clearly, and we want to get Jayama's aura through her performance, through her body language, through everything, And when she got into the board, and the look wise, I think it's very they are very two different people, and it is very important. And we have fixed our mind very clearly that we don't want to look alike, or we don't want to create all that stuff. What we want trying to create is to get this aura of the character, and trying to make everyone understand portraying the role. That is very important, and I think everyone that's what we intend to achieve, and I think we achieved quite a bit.
It is indeed true that you managed to capture the aura of Jayalalitha ji. Abhishek, आप हथौड़ा त्यागी के नाम से जाना जाते हैं, बट मुझे याद है रंग दे बसंती में आपका एक छोटा सा कैमियो, and when I saw you in that film, I noticed your eyes, and I felt that whoever cast you had done a fantastic job, because it also reminded me of simple incidents like Raj Kapoor asking somebody that नमक हराम पिक्चर जो 10 साल पहले आई थी, उसमें एक लड़के ने काम किया था, उसकी आवाज काफी अच्छी थी, उसने बुलाओ, and that person turned out to be Raza Murad, who played the main villain in Ram Teri Ganga Maili. So you never know how casting works. But what people don't know is that you are single-handedly responsible for casting fascinating characters in films like Toilet Ek Prem Katha, Dirty Picture. But मेरे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग है कि जो आपने मेरम्बम रोनाल्डो को कास्ट किया as चीनी in पाताल लोक, because that just changes the way people look at a particular character being cast. मैरी कॉम की अगर बात करें तो प्रियंका चोपड़ा, fine as she was in that role, but playing the legendary MC Mary Kom was a strange thing. So tell me, what is it that you look when it comes to casting, and how is it that you're able to take these decisions which kind of change the trajectory of casting in India?
So I think for me, casting is basically the characters written on paper. ये जो हमारे राइटर्स इतनी मेहनत करके वो कैरेक्टर्स लिखते हैं, मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि उनके कैरेक्टर तक पहुंचूं, और किसी भी तरह से try to find those actors. And we are a big country, we're a country of 130 crore people now, and I always feel that it's impossible. Like अगर कोई मुझे आके बोलेगा कि okay, I can't find a transgender actor, I told my team that that's impossible. We're such a big country, you can't come and tell me that you can't find a particular character. So I think that's the idea to cast, and I think that's what I feel the new generation should be looking forward to also, that we should stop जैसे कहते हैं कि बहाना मारना कि ये इसलिए नहीं हो सकता, we can't fulfill someone's creative ideas because we are not able to reach out, or we are not able to find people. I think it's time to grow up and trying to actually go out all the way and do whatever we can for good cinema, because that was the idea why we came to Bombay. I mean, all of us, I think we came to this industry, for being, because we are passionate. We wanted to do something different, and we wanted to probably we want to make our film industry and the kind of films we are making equal to international standards. क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा substandard काम हुआ भी है, बहुत सालों से हुआ है. So, I mean, I think it is time to change that. It's time to look forward to a brighter and more deeper culture, which is like जो हमें build करना पड़ेगा एक दूसरे के साथ. So yeah, I mean that's the only thing. I mean अगर आप Dirty Picture की बात करेंगे तो मेरी पहली फिल्म थी, मैं बहुत छोटा था तब, और मुझे याद है मिलन सर ने मुझे एक ही चीज पूछा था कि because when he saw the auditions of all these actors, he is like ये कहाँ से हैं, ये कौन है actors, ये कभी टीवी में क्यों नहीं दिखे? And I just told him that because सर वो थिएटर में दिखते हैं, वो स्टेज में दिखते हैं, वो ऐसी गलियों में दिखते हैं जहां पर शायद फिल्म मेकर्स नहीं घूमते हैं, या बड़े प्रोड्यूसर्स नहीं घूमते हैं. तो वहां तक कौन घूमने जाएगा? वो छोटे शहरों में छोटी गलियों में कौन जाएगा? वो कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर्स जाएंगे. And I have to tell you this, that the man who is right now in this panel, Mukesh Chhabra, he has really changed the way casting directors were perceived. क्योंकि मुझे याद है जब हमने शुरू किया था, when we started casting directors were a lot of times they were confused to be coordinators, to be somebody who would actually provide आपके पास कितने यंग लड़के हैं, कितने ओल्ड अंकल हैं, आंटी हैं, आपका डेटा क्या है. Yeah, I mean, I could never understand that. Listen, there's a casting director attached to it. It's not like a agent or something like that. So So thanks to him that he got that limelight, and that really helped everybody understand the importance of this position, because they were actually, I mean, what just he said that Timanshu sir had cast for Bandit Queen, then
Bandit
Hanit
Queen.
Rehan, I think he is one of yeah, and Hanit Rehan is one of the most senior casting directors. Gautam Kishan Chandani, Shanu Sharma, Nandini Shrikant, they're all like they've all done so much for the industry and still doing it. And sometimes I feel casting directors do it selflessly, क्योंकि एक्चुअली जब एक्टर स्टार बनता है, जब वो लाइमलाइट लेता है, तो कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर को नहीं मिलता. कभी कभार हो सकता है वो एक्टर कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर का फोन उठाना बंद कर दे, बट द कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर कीप्स ऑन डूइंग दैट, और फॉर द लव ऑफ सिनेमा, फॉर द लव ऑफ दैट स्क्रिप्ट एंड फॉर द लव ऑफ दैट कैरेक्टर. आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाई वी ऑल आर वर्किंग, राइट?
Very
And
interesting
also
point,
that,
Abhishek, because sorry, please,
sorry,
Mukesh,
I think also,
continue.
I just add on to Abhishek saying that, that of course, we done so much work. Still, we always for next film always think we और better करना, और better करना, और better करना. Because always say that कि ये actor का तो हो गया. Always say that नहीं लाना. We always say responsible to bring more talent. We don't think कि इस cast कर दिया तो now we let's get more people, let's get more people involved. I always say that कि casting is the only department का सबसे पहले काम शुरू होता है, सबसे पहले खत्म हो जाता है. Then we work it, then we disappear. Then other people take over and shooting चलती रहती है, double चलती है, picture बनती रहती है. सबसे पहले हम लोगों को लोग भूल जाते हैं. That's how it happened. Actually happened. If you look at the world, how this
वेरी
world
ट्रू,
works,
वेरी
सबसे
ट्रू.
पहले casting department शुरू होता है. सबसे पहले वो डिपार्टमेंट खत्म होता है, then they go on shoot and they forget. 1 महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना, फिर पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन, फाइनल मिक्सिंग, कहाँ तक जाते थे. फिर तब तक तो जब तक वो याद आता है, अरे इसकी कास्टिंग तो उसने करी थी. तो सबसे पहले डिपार्टमेंट जो है वो कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर जो बोला जाता है. बट that's okay, that's our job. Maybe हमको इस जॉब में जिसकी इंटेंशन से हम आए, जिस हम मन से, we happy that we're still doing it after like spending 14, 15 years. People know us now. And very few people know that it started in like in 2003 or 2004. Now people slowly getting to know कि अरे वो तो casting is like how you noticed Chintu ji. That time they didn't even know that who am I. So I think that's very important. कि चलो but हमको करते रहना. That's very important. We still keep doing it.
जी, एक this is a very important aspect of casting for people who are watching and people who are tuning in, and especially young budding actors. There is a lot of heartbreak involved in casting also. And Abhishek, I think आपने एक बहुत बहुत जबरदस्त point उठाया है कि you do it for the love of the craft, and the kind of interaction that a casting director has with an upcoming actor is something else. Kirti, I remember that when we were talking about the book I was writing on Pink and how it got made, you mentioned a little bit about your early days when you were auditioning, and I think it was Jogi ji who took your casting, and a lot of people don't know that Kirti was one of the finalists to play the female lead in Vicky Donor. How does an actor deal with the heartbreak associated when it comes to casting? फिल्म मिलना एक बात होती है, लेकिन ऑडिशन पे जाना and getting to know the casting director and understanding when they tell you on your face that you might not be the right person for this. How does an actor or a budding talent, how do they deal with that kind of a heartbreak?
I think a very simple answer to that is देखिए, none of us are wired to deal with rejection. Okay? चाहे वो professionally हो, at different stages of it, चाहे वो personally हो, तो एक rejection को taking it as a part of the game or taking it as a part of your life, ये जो attitude है, this needs to be as in as you go along. But yes, Gautam, when you are देखिए, बात यहाँ पैशन की है, ओके. और जब आप किसी चीज़ को इतनी शिद्दत से मोहब्बत करते हैं, उसको प्यार करते हैं, तो आपका दिल दुखता है, और आपका दिल बहुत दुखता है. So yes, I mean the rejections are too many, okay, compared to the successes that you see today. वो गिनती में बहुत कम है, परसेंटेजेस में बहुत कम है. लेकिन as I was telling you that एक बहुत desperate सा struggle रहता है You know, when you are trying, when you are out there, you are trying to, you know, get that chance, get that one chance. You know, you are doing everything in your capacity to जैसे कहते हैं, you know, meet the right people, be, you know, like this is a very popular thing that we use in our industry, being there at the right place at the right time. You know, ये बहुत बार हमारी इंडस्ट्री में यूज होता है। और ज़्यादातर जब आप बात करेंगे लोगों से, चाहे वो आई थिंक कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर्स हों या एक्टर्स हों, it is a खेल of that, you know, कि आप पहुंच गए, you know, because I as an actor believe, जो मेरा एक सवाल आई थिंक मैं यहाँ पे अभिषेक और मुकेश से भी करना चाहूँगी। कभी मैं कभी इस बारे में बात नहीं हुई, बट नाउ दैट इट्स अ पब्लिक डिस्कशन एंड यू नो इट्स अ पैनल डिस्कशन, ये सवाल अभी अभी मुझे इट्स काइंड ऑफ कम इन माय हेड। लाइक आपको लगता है कि आप सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, यू नो, एज एन एक्टर, आपको लगता है मैं ये भी कर सकती हूँ, 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 लेकिन जो एक ये यू नो उसकी बात होती है, व्हाट इज दैट वर्ड वी यूज हियर, जहाँ पे वो एक बॉक्स में डाल देते हैं आपको, अभिषेक, मुकेश, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग दैट,
Typecast.
Stereotype, the
टाइप
stereotype.
Stereotype.
या टाइप
Yeah,
कास्ट,
yeah.
ये एक बहुत मेजर फिनोमिना है हमारी इंडस्ट्री का, यू नो। एंड जैसे ही आप एक चीज करके निकलते हैं तो लोगों को लगता है चलो ये तो मतलब अच्छा कर दिया, अब ये लड़की या लड़का इसमें सेट है, मतलब ये तो कर ही लेंगे, यू नो। एंड उसके अलावा आपको अगर कुछ और करना है तो फिर आपका एक अलग स्ट्रगल शुरू होता है, which which has been my struggle, because I am not only like मैं कर सकती हूँ ये, I am like मैं सब कर सकती हूँ, you know, and I literally have that faith, and I think over the years the kind of roles I have chosen, मेरा सबसे back of my head ये रहा है कि कुछ अलग करना है, जब भी मैं सामने आऊँ कुछ अलग अलग करना है, कुछ अलग दिखना है, कुछ एक अलग किरदार लेके आना है। तो मैं तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा फाइट रहता है। एंड अगर हम रिजेक्शन की बात करें तो यू नो समटाइम्स व्हेन यू रियली सिट डाउन टू एनालाइज, यू नो, कभी कभी ऐसे बहुत मौके आते हैं जब आप यू सिट बैक एंड यू आर लाइक चल क्या रहा है, you know, like why are things not moving in the right direction for me? And you try and analyze, you have, you know, a few friends you talk to, you have casting directors you are, you know, you are pally with, you have shared a bond with, which I think Abhishek and Mukesh will agree ki, you know, actors के लिए casting directors बहुत important हो जाते हैं, because as I said, for an outsider like me, uh, that is my as Mukesh said, they become the bridge, you know, for my craft, my talent to reach a place of some real value, they become the bridge. So you end up, you know, आपकी बहुत close associations होती हैं, आपकी आपकी discussions होती हैं, आपकी बातें होती हैं, ये समझने के लिए कि क्यों क्यों हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, like what is missing, you know, what am I not doing right? And I don't know if anybody can really give you an answer which is like which is very you know कि यही मतलब यही सत्य है. People can just help you analyze further, give you, you know, this point of view, that point of view, but आप बहुत बार नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं. And घुमा फिरा के आई थिंक वही मसला हो जाता है यार. लाइक मैंने बहुत बार सुना है कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर्स से स्पेशली कि मैंने कहा, आई मीन इफ यू आर पैली इनफ विद देम, यू विल बी लाइक अरे व्हाई डिडंट यू कॉल मी फॉर दैट, यू नो, इस रोल के लिए मुझे क्यों नहीं बुलाया, मैं भी तो कर सकती थी, यू नो. एंड दे विल बी लाइक अरे यार शिट, तू ना मतलब दिमाग में नहीं आई, like, you know, you were not, you just didn't, your name just didn't click at that point. So many times you are missed because as you are not at the right place at the right time, even if it means at the, you know, किसी के दिमाग के बिल्कुल ऊपर, you know, even if it's a casting director. So I have a question for Mukesh and Abhishek here कि ये जो जद्दोजहद है, you know, of an actor being like मैं अलग काम करना चाहती हूँ, you know, मैं कर सकती हूँ या मैं कर सकता हूँ. How do you guys view this personally, and then how do you take this up as a casting director to give to pave a way for this particular actor or actress or a lot of them to be like, huh, you know what, I think you can do this. Let's try this. What is your way of going about it? Anyone?
So, Mukesh, would you like to weigh in on that? Because that's a very important aspect.
And I completely understand how KK is saying. I really, I really what I generally feel, our job to always experiment with all the actors. When people say कि Pankaj Tripathi can only do comedy, but he did Vasipur also. When Abhishek did Istri, but he also did Thora Singh. I think we always experiment with all the actors, and I completely agree कि खमदा हमारे दिमाग में उस point पे नहीं आता है, and I'm not denying that because the only thing is that also we are working with the script and for the director. हम उसके विजन के बाद इतना फॉलो करते रहते हैं वी आर जस्ट ओनली थिंक अबाउट व्हाट ही थिंक्स बट वी शुड एक्सपेरिमेंट विद ऑलमोस्ट एवरी एक्टर बिकॉज़ ऑलवेज से एंड आई आल्सो हेट व्हेन पीपल से यार मैं बहुत अच्छी कॉमेडी करता हूं आई सेड अच्छा तो तू कॉमेडी करता है एक्टर नहीं ये तो मैं बहुत मुझे सम एक्टर कंपनी से कि मैं लेकिन मुझे विलन में कास्ट करो मैं बोलता अच्छा तो तू विलन की एक्टिंग करता तो एक्टर नहीं so I always say that actor can portray anything उसको जो भी दे दो वो that's why we call them an actor that's why कि वो उनके ये तो उनकी काबिलियत है I completely agree कि सबके हमारे दिमाग में नहीं आता है we should focus on everyone and we try our best तो इतने सारे एक्टर होते हैं हमारे पास इतनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है we get so लोगों को लगता है कि that our job is very 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 easy but imagine morning से लेकर रात तक हम सिर्फ एक्टर की तलाश कर रहे हैं we're not fulfilling our dream we're only helping the director to fulfill his vision. We're only trying to experiment to what he wants. But we should, of course, I completely agree कि मुझे भी लगता है कि अभी जैसे मुझे ठेके ने बोला कि now I should think कि अभी मुझे इससे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सी कॉमेडी करानी है कि अभी मुझे इसको थोड़ा ऐसा ब्रेक कराना है कि लोग इसके कॉमेडी देख के लोग उसको बोले अरे ये हमें ज्यादा सीरियस इंटेंस टेंशन चल रही है घर में फैमिली में टेंशन है वहाँ पे पता लगे केके ऑल द टाइम लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस एट होम एंड देयर केके की कास्टिंग इज ऑलरेडी देयर तो आई श्योर कि वैसा वाला ना हो एंड आई कंप्लीटली एग्री कि अभी मुझे भी ऐसा कुछ कि मुझे गोलमाल करो तो केके से करो आई डोंट वांट टू मेक इट टू ऑल सीरियस फैमिली ड्रामा वेयर husband is dying kid is killing somebody is only getting raped I understand to figure out that I have to break that genuinely and I also what I do I keep writing actors name कि यार कुमुद ने ऐसा रोल कर लिया तो just try to change कुमुद भाई the name अभिषेक ने ऐसा कर लिया है तो अभिषेक भी मुझे बोलेगा कि यार ये मैंने कर लिया कुछ डिफरेंट करना है अब जैसे कीर्ति में तो हम एक्टर लोग हैं ना हम एक्टर क्रिएटिव पीपल हमको और एक्सपेरिमेंट करने की दोबारा से हम इतने वल्नरेबल होते हैं हमारे सो मेनी मूड स्विंग्स होते हैं एवरी डे वी आर हैप्पी आफ्टरनून वी आर सैड इवनिंग वी आर डिप्रेस्ड night we are again happy so we go through so many emotions same way actor also want to play different part and I but the problem is that we have so many and about rejection I would just add one thing to this कि for us it's very difficult to say no to the actor तो हम एक रोल के लिए कितने लोगों को ऑडिशन करते हैं फॉर अस इट्स मोर डिफिकल्ट टू से नो एंड दे थिंक इट्स आवर प्रॉब्लम वी आर सेइंग नो टू देम एक्चुअली द कैरेक्टर इज सेइंग नो टू देम वी आर नॉट सेइंग नो टू देम द डायरेक्टर स्क्रिप्ट इज सेइंग नो टू देम एंड दे थिंक अरे कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर ने नहीं बोला होगा इसने नहीं पुश किया होगा इसने नहीं बोला अरे हमने नहीं बोला योर कैरेक्टर इज सेइंग नो क्योंकि हम लोग ये लोग फॉर द कैरेक्टर एंड हमको ये हमेशा लगता है कि यार हमारी जॉब इज मोर डिफिकल्ट देन एनी अदर डिपार्टमेंट बिकॉज सबको लगता है कि हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है हमने कर लिया होगा अरे इसने हमारा ऑडिशन नहीं पहुंचाया होगा इसने हमारा ये नहीं किया होगा तो आई थिंक हम कैरेक्टर मना करते हैं हम मना नहीं करते दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू ऐड टू दिस अभिषेक
At this point,
Yeah.
Abhishek, just before
but
we
I think
come to
KK,
you, I
now
want
I'll just say that on KK on live that KK definitely I should now give you something very different and you should say कि अरे ये तो उसने कुछ गोलमाल कर दिया लाइफ में if you should do that
Please give me very different, yaar. Please.
I understand
so,
that.
Vijay, I
देखो,
wanted to ask you
it took
something
me
on what Mukesh is saying.
public panel discussion to put it out there.
अब ये बात public
See,
में है, but
actors know how to communicate what they want. It's okay whether it's a live platform or a live chat or a message. You communicated what you wanted and we understood that and I respect that.
I think actors बहुत जल्दी बेशरम होना सीख जाते हैं to just like मतलब come on guys.
Actually,
I think we have to.
yeah, Abhishek.
या आई मीन मैं कृति वही बोलने वाला था कि ये जो स्टीरियोटाइप और ये पुटिंग इन द बॉक्स वाला जो कल्चर है ना ये मुझे नहीं पता है कि ये गलत है सही है इफ इट्स वर्किंग फॉर यू You know what I mean? Because sometimes I also started like, and especially when you have, जैसे कहते हैं कि एक तरह का एक reputation है of being a good actor. Because हमारे हिंदुस्तान में somehow the audience अगर आपको एक किसी चीज में पसंद कर लेती है, they keep liking you in the same role again and again. And I'm only saying this with regards to success. नाउ द थिंग इज जो एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन या एक्सप्लोरेशन वाली चीज है वो एक आर्टिस्ट के अंदर की है, ठीक है। अब वो हम कैसे कम्युनिकेट करें, जैसे आपने भी पब्लिक क्या बोलते हैं पैनल में किया, वो एक्चुअली हम पे डिपेंड करता है और हमें किस तरह से एक्टर्स हैव टू समहाउ, इट्स अ डिफिकल्ट जॉब सर, इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट जॉब फॉर, बिकॉज टू कम टू अ सिटी वेयर नोबडी नोज यू, then to earn money, then to earn fame, then to keep that balance, keep it consistent, ये बहुत सारा काम हो जाता है, and to be in the eyes of casting directors, producers, it's a lot of pressure. वो कैसे करते हैं लोग मुझे नहीं पता, पर I think that's the hustle, that's why they say that Bombay is like hustling city, because वो घर बैठे नहीं होने वाला है, वो फोन पे नहीं होने वाला है, वो सोच के नहीं होने वाला है, उसके लिए आपको कुछ ना कुछ करते रहना पड़ेगा, राइट प्लेस राइट टाइम। सो देयर इज, मतलब आई फील देयर इज कोई एक स्ट्रीमलाइन करना इसको बहुत मुश्किल है, इस चीज को ऑर्गेनाइज करना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि ये मतलब ये होता रहेगा, ये आज नहीं है, हमेशा हमेशा होता रहेगा, आगे भी होता रहेगा। हॉलीवुड में भी हुआ है, यूरोपियन सिनेमा भी हुआ है, वहां के एक्टर्स भी एक ही तरह के रोल्स बहुत बार करते आए हुए हैं, एंड दे आर फेमस, एंड देन सडनली मैथ्यू मैकॉनी कम्स इन वुल्फ ऑफ वॉल स्ट्रीट एंड एवरीबडी इज लाइक, ओह दिस गाय इज इन द चिक फ्लिक, ये अच्छी एक्टिंग कैसे कर सकता है, पर वो हमेशा से कर सकता था, किसी ने देखा नहीं, बिकॉज ही दे वर ओके विद हिम एंड मैथ्यू वाज आल्सो ओके विद डूइंग व्हाटएवर ही वाज डूइंग। सो दैट्स व्हाट, लाइक ये है अभी इसको, मतलब आई थिंक ये सच है, दिस इज द ट्रुथ, वी कांट डिनाई दैट।
And and also one more thing, there are so many actors. Sorry, Gautam. There are so many actors who always say that कि सर मुझे टाइप कास्ट नहीं होना है. I always say that भाई पहले कास्ट तो हो जाए. Then we talk about type cast. पहले तो कास्ट हो जाए. You should be happy that you. पहले कास्ट तो हो जाए. तो आपसे बोलते हैं कि ये टाइप, ऐसे पहले कास्ट तो हो जाए भाई let's talk about टाइप का लेटर, पहले 3-4 रोल वैसे करके prove yourself, then we talk about it. पहले कास्ट हो जाए, आती you talk about मुझे टाइप कास्ट नहीं होना है, because they, I think this city is an open ground. First play 6 ball, maybe 6 over, 50 over, then first play that. Don't immediately come with baggage, मैं ऐसी रोल करूंगा, I have trained this, अरे पहले कास्ट हो जाए, then we talk about type cast in the future. Yeah, there are so many people made a career doing the same role for so many years.
That's really funny, Mukesh.
Vijay,
That's
I
really
wanted to
funny.
ask you something here. That if it comes, you have worked with some of the biggest stars. You have worked with Vikram. You have worked with Vijay. Now,
sorry.
if we hear this whole debate here or weighing in, that it is the character which chooses the actor. Has it ever happened where you were forced or you had to make a very tough choice between a star or a well-known face and the actually well-cast actor for the role? Did you ever have that trouble? Because I'm sure everybody here would have experienced it in some form or the other. The casting directors would have been told, we need a bigger name for this. An actor might have been told that you're not, big enough to draw investment. So as a director, having worked with some of the biggest names, you can take any call that you want, but do you ever feel pressurized between this star and this actor, and now what we are seeing because of casting, the face conundrum?
Sometimes you get a right actor for the right casting. Sometimes you get pressured, though from various factors. It happens every time. Sometimes when you try to make a good, the producers or the casting directors get a right brief. Definitely, it is very much possible to get the right actors. Take example, I was doing a last film casting for me. So, best part of this Mukesh Chhabra's team was trying to give us all 3 of each characters. In fact, no, they didn't take like Abhishek was mentioning to the panel. So, he was talking something. They were coming and understand the story. They read the scenes. They read everything, and they tried your best options. Suppose you take Talaivi, taking Indira Gandhi Amma or Rajiv Gandhi. So his team was giving so much of options. That's the character we have a list. It's called Raj Arjun. So we were supposed to cast him. So me and Mukesh was chatting. So for a star or for a good actor. Then we decided and we spoke to producers. Mukesh spoke to producers. I spoke to producers. We have a good actor like Raj Arjun. Maybe he's not a big star, but he's a good actor. So we thought we will bring him to the project so that we will get a right balance of of both. That's how it works. Sometimes it works this way, sometimes it works, but most of the time we try to make a right choice for the right choice for the what the story demands. That is what most important. What I understood from all these years is if your casting is right, you are already you are there. If your casting is going wrong, how much? Or sometimes some films, after the film has been made, I felt so many times, oh shit, this casting would have done. But it's sometimes inevitable because we have to go with the flow, and sometimes that is the only actors available at that particular time, or that's the options what you have. Very very rarely it happens, but it's a process. I think we have to no, we have to correct our mistakes, and future we have to be very careful. And also take this like okay, Chhabra or Abhishek, teams or support. No, that director job become easier. So that's what happened in Hollywood. If you look at Hollywood, they have a proper casting director who just come and give all the support to the production and for the director in terms of everything. So basically, in South, this culture started beginning in now, and people are going for a casting director. Even for not only for the casting directors are not talking about the main actors. They're talking about even a two-page dialogue, even a single para dialogue. That's where the casting director plays a major part to get the right cast. So because there are some scenes you might have a powerful thing. You want to communicate something very powerful, but you need a right actor to communicate it. Now I think this casting expertise need today.
That's indeed
I
very
think
true.
we
So,
lost you, Vijay.
Sir,
as we
I'm
come
really
closer
sorry.
to
I have to
winding up,
catch a
Abhishek.
flight. Yeah, I'm really
No,
sorry. I
no,
have to
totally,
catch a
totally. I
flight.
was
My
about
flight is
to.
kicking in, so I'll have to leave. I'll have to leave. Sorry, sorry. Thank you, everybody.
Wish you
Thank you.
all the best,
Bye, bye,
Abhishek.
bye.
Thank
Take
you
care.
for your
Take
time
care.
here. It was really
Thank you.
fascinating to
Thank you.
chat with you. Thanks.
Thanks. Same here. Thank you, Mukesh bhai. Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you, Kirti. Bye.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye. Bye.
I'll
So, as we come
I'll just add
closer
a
to, yeah, please, Mukesh.
I just want to say that one thing to what Vijay just said. I don't want to add a thing. I always say that, but I believe so far in my life that actor अच्छा बुरा नहीं होता, casting अच्छी बुरी हो सकती है. I always say that कि जब तक actor popular और famous नहीं है, जहाँ पे हर role पे experiment कर सकता है. Before that, actor अच्छा बुरा नहीं होता, casting अच्छी बुरी हो सकती है. यार ये correct cast नहीं होता. जबकि वो कहीं और फिट होता. तो whatever people have casting gangs को बहुत से वो काय पोचे में नहीं थे, जो काय पोचे में थे वो बजरंगी में नहीं थे, जो बजरंगी में थे वो फैमिली मैन में नहीं थे, जो फैमिली मैन में तो दिल्ली क्राइम में नहीं थे. आई थिंक एक्टर अच्छा बुरा नहीं होता, कास्टिंग अच्छी बुरी हो सकती है. So that's what I always believe in. That is the reason I always keep finding new talent. कि यार actor तो बहुत हैं, we just have to put them in the right place.
No, that's very true. In fact, it reminds me of an anecdote that Sholay ki casting mein there was a lot of pressure on Ramesh Sippy to cast Shatrughan Sinha as Jay because he was a far more successful brand. And Ramesh ji says that even Shatrughan Sinha would have done a fairly good job and it would not have been a bad casting, but perhaps Mr. Bachchan's casting turned out to be better in the long run. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your views. In the end, I would put you guys in a spot. I will ask Mukesh, Vijay, and Kirti one question which they may not want to answer, but let's see if if we get something interesting. So let's start with Kirti. Kirti, one role that you really thought you would have nailed it, but it didn't work out.
Your voice is gone.
At the opportune
I
time,
said there are quite a few of them, but I very conveniently keep suppressing the memories of things that didn't work out. But something, damn, yeah. Can you give me 2 minutes to come back on this because I really need to now think
but
about this.
even if you don't name anything, Kirti, I think that is the bigger message that you always have to carry on, and that has been the story of your career and the what from whatever I have observed. Uh, any role that you take, you have done a fascinating job and a fantastic job. So that I think is a bigger inspiration for a lot of people. Vijayji, one casting decision that you can undo from any of your films, if you could change one major casting decision, what would that be?
Uh, See, it's a very tough question. What you will always your mistakes. That's very important. And as a director, you know what mistake you have done, and what is very most important is not to repeat the mistakes. I think I have many, and I will correct it in future.
I couldn't have said it better. And
You
I
could
think
have
that is the
asked me
bigger
and
story that
you,
Mukesh, one decision that you're very proud of when it comes to casting. Your entire career is peppered with some excellent casting decisions, and like Kirti said, and like Abhishek also weighed in on that, and even Vijayji said that you have to be at the right place, and the right casting decision makes all the difference. आपके career में इतने fantastic examples हैं casting के that anybody who wants to start becoming an actor will probably knock on your door. So one casting decision that you're really most proud of. It's very difficult to choose, but if we
yeah,
can push
yeah,
you to
you're
do that.
asking. I think every decision is for me is very important. But I would say that there are a couple of I can say that Pankaj Tripathi casting Gangs of Wasseypur was like bigger decision because he was always known as a comedian in Chiller Party. So Pankaj in Gangs of Wasseypur, all the Kai Poche casting, Munni in Badrangi Bhaijan, on the Shefali Shah in Delhi Crime, and I can say so many are like that. Like Kai Poche, all the three boys, Sushant, Rajkumar, and Amit Shah, and then like Manav Kaul. I think there's so many decisions. I think how Vijay said Raj Arjun. I think there's so many casting. I can't choose and pick one. But if you say the Wasipur, all the actors that changed my life, that changed everyone's life. So I would say that all the actors in Wasipur.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mukesh Chhabra, AL Vijay, Kirti Kulhari for your time, and Abhishek who had to leave to catch a flight. He may be going for a casting decision. So we thank you NFDC for organizing this. It was a fascinating chat, and thank you once again for all your time.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.